shoes, man. I want to show you how I'm coming real quick. See, green in the letters, green shorts. And when you see the shoes from the front, you can't see the green tag in the back. This kid it was a kid outside, right? And he was like, yo, why are you wearing those kind of shoes? Like trying to play me, joking around. And I'm like, look, man, I done did a lot in my life. I've laid down the foundation for you, and you don't even know it. So I can wear these if I want to. You know what I mean? So, I just be tripping on that, man, because I used to care a lot about fashion. I used to be the guy who would be at the clothing stores every day. Every day I would buy shoes. I had a collection of like 300 sneakers, and I was into it before sneakerhead culture came into existence. And now that I'm about to be 32, I realize that I just feel like I was enslaved. I know some people do have hobbies and passions regarding fashion, and I salute that. But my whole thing is, don't be, practice the art. Make your own clothes. Make your own shoes. Don't be a consumer. That's not art. Art is not consumerism. Art is creation. So create your own stuff if you're really into that. But let me tell you guys a really, really interesting story straight from the streets of Richmond, Virginia, my hometown. And it's regarding a guy that I've known throughout my life, family friend. We all have them. If you have any family in the inner cities, and you have somebody like this associated with your fam. This guy name was Wayne, and Wayne was a drug addict. Wayne was one of those guys who was a hustler, always in the streets, always hanging out in front of a convenience store, always trying to sell something to somebody, always trying to finagle some sort of deal so that he can get his off of it. Very bad reputation in the hood. Everybody knows, don't go to Wayne. He's going to beat you in the head. Used to have a good reputation. That's the story of a lot of these guys out here in their 60s and 50s that you see in the hood, standing in front of convenience stores. Those guys, believe it or not, used to be the young guys rolling through the hood on rims, selling drugs, getting money, getting all the cute girls. Yes, those old guys that you see standing in front of the convenience store, drinking beer, used to be the young fly guys. And Wayne is the kind of guy, whenever I see him, if I'm out at a convenience store, if I'm at a restaurant, if I bump into him, he needs a ride. He's one of those guys that always needs a ride. Come on, Benny, let me get a ride up the street, man. It ain't going to take number 5 minutes. I give you $10. And I'm like, $10, Wayne? $10 would have been cool 3 years ago, 5 years ago, 6, 7 years ago. I'm like, you got to give me $15, $20. You know what I mean? That's how I get down when it comes to the gas tax. When they come to you and say, yo, give me a ride, I got $10. No, you better give me $20. That's how I rock. 20. God, I hope spit didn't come out my mouth. But I'm so real, I'm going to keep going anyway. But I'm so real with it. If I got to take you a mile to get to the location and a mile back, that's $20. I'm not taking $10. So me and Wayne negotiated. Bam. Okay, I give you $20. I didn't know he didn't have any money, but that's long story short, short story longer. So I asked Wayne, where do you need me to take you? Wayne says, I need you to take me to Wawa, and I need you to take me to Sheetz. Now, Wawa and Sheetz are those modern day, it's like a modern day 7-Eleven. Wawa has food, they have gas, it's like a convenience store, but but they don't have them in the inner cities. They have them in the suburbs. So it's a really nice convenience store that has a restaurant inside that sells food, that you can order food. They have gasoline. They have, it's just it's like a updated 7-Eleven, a modern day 7-Eleven, right? With more of the, it's just a better version of 7-Eleven. So he asked me to take him to Wawa first. Wawa is in one location, and Sheetz just so happens to be right across the street. So I say, okay, that's cool, the fact that Wawa's here, Sheetz is across the street, I'll take you. $20. Bam. So we get to Wawa, and I just stay in the car, and I say, hey, just do your thing. I'll be here waiting on you, right? Wayne comes back 3 minutes later with the big cases of beer. He has like 3 of them. And when I say big cases of beer, I'm talking about like 24 beers. The ones that had like 20-something beers or more, the big boys. He has 3 of them, and he can barely hold them. And he puts them in my back seat, and I'm thinking we're getting ready to go after that, and he's going to get in the passenger seat, and we're going to roll. But he says, hold on, I'll be right back. And I'm like, what? So he goes back in, and 3 minutes later, he comes out again with 3 more cases of those 20 plus beer can. You know, it has 20 plus in the package. He has 3 more. So he bought 3, left and came back with 3 more. So the second time he comes back, he dumps them in the back seat. I say, "Are you ready to go?" He's like, "Nah, I got to go back in." I'm like, "What?" Mind you, I'm thinking he's buying this beer. So he goes in for a third time. He comes out with 3 more. Puts it in the back seat, and then he's like, "All right, let's go." So I pull off. As I'm pulling off, I can see there's like a back door to the Wawa. There's like a utility door that only the management or the workers have access to. And as we're leaving and getting onto the main road, I can look back at my rearview mirror and I can see this manager coming out the back door. But I didn't think nothing of it because I'm thinking he's buying all of this beer, right? So we go to Sheetz next. The Sheetz is a very similar store than Wawa. You know, it's just like Wawa. Basically the same kind of store. He does the same exact thing. He takes 3 different trips, goes in and gets all his beer. So he has a bunch of cases of beer, and they're the expensive packages that have 20 or more beers in it. I don't know if it's a 24 pack, but he has like 9 of them. And I'm like, "Wayne, I'm taking you back to the spot, and give me my $20 so I can, you know." And mind you, from where I picked him up at to where we went, a mile, something like that, maybe 1 mile, right? So Wayne, I'm thinking, all right, I'm about to take him back to the spot so that he can get out, give me my $20, and I'm good. So Wayne tells me, "Hey, make a left, make a right," and I'm like, "Wait, yo, that's not the spot." And he's like, "Nah, I need to stop at this auto body shop." So there was an auto body shop in the vicinity. And these Spanish guys, these guys from Mexico, owned it. And they knew Wayne. They do business with Wayne all the time. Wayne unloaded all that beer, and they paid him about $300. They paid him $300. He had a lot of beer. They paid him $300 for whatever he had. And I guess that was discounted. But long story short story longer, Wayne stole all of that beer. And Wayne's in prison right now. I just talked to him not too long ago, and he was I was tripping with him about that story. And you know, he's one of these guys, man, that's just glued to the street. He's never going to leave the streets. I'm hoping when he comes home this time, he's going to get his head right, get his head put on right. But I don't know, man. It's just like I said, man. Those guys out there that you see in front of those stores, smoking cigarettes and drinking beer, getting high, whatever. Those guys used to be somebody back in the day. You understand what I'm saying? And if you're from the inner city like I am, then you know a lot of those guys. You remember those guys when they were younger and stuff like that. So yeah, man, Wayne is something, man. He's a street guy. He's very street, super street. One of these guys that when he goes out in the morning, he doesn't come back till like 1 o'clock in the morning. He's outside 24/7 trying to come up with hustles to survive and take care of whatever habits he has. And, you know, it's crazy. Like I said, he took me to the store and got all that beer. And that entire summer, I remember he was telling me, "Yeah, that this is my number 1 income, beer." And I said, "Man, I can't hate on you. You know, when you go to prison, I'm just letting you know that one time that I took you there, don't say nothing about me because I didn't even know what you were up to. I took you there. I stayed in the car. I thought you were buying that beer. So don't put me in your mix and we're good." Peace.